Hello, everyone. I am the All Seeing I'm with a collective message for you guys and gals. Let's see what comes out. What messages the spirit want to convey today? The devil, first card out. I feel like this has to do with shadow, the dark side of things, perhaps the darker side of the mind, things that you may think about that are possibly abnormal, that are different. This could be an energy of obsession here and addiction to a certain thing, a certain person, maybe obsessively thinking about someone or someone obsessively thinking about you right now with the devil here. Or perhaps you're just very enmeshed in a certain thought or idea. Something is plaguing your mind, something you can't stop thinking about, you can't not think about. The Three of Cups is here and the Magician as well. I feel like with the Three of Cups, some of you are prioritizing your friendships and having a good time. You may be making plans with friends to do things together to celebrate certain accomplishments or milestones in life together. This feels like an energy of sharing in joy, sharing excitement in achieving something. Something you may have manifested, something that you thought a lot about. Perhaps it's this thing that's been plaguing your mind. Maybe you've been wondering if it's going to be successful, this specific plan or direction that you're wanting to take. The Magician is here because you are a skilled manifester. You use the skills that you have to bring about the change that you want to see in your life, to achieve the goals that you've set for yourself. You have the tools to do that. But there is an energy of being guarded here and protective of what you have, of who you have, of your plans, of your goals. You may not be sharing what it is that you're thinking with anyone or what you're obsessing about. You may just be keeping it to yourself and guarding those specific thoughts or feelings right now. It is an energy of protectiveness here with the Nine of Wands. And it could be being protective of a person, protective of, like this plan that you're coming up with. We have the Eight of Pentacles here. So you're working very hard at something. You've been putting a lot of effort, energy, time into this particular job that you've been doing or this project that you're working on, and maybe celebrating the achievement of with your close friends and kin. I feel like being aligned with people that are hardworking and that can celebrate your wins with you is important, because there are people out there that unfortunately can become hateful when it comes to what you have. I had channeled a or I had a download not long ago that's no, I'm sorry, I'm not going to take credit because it was someone else who said it. It was actually Missy. Shout out to her. She's a reader here on YouTube. I don't know her handle off the top of my head, but she said people want to see you do good but never better than them. So just be careful of like people around you that you may feel they're off or they don't see who you are. You know, they're not grateful or appreciative of the person you are, or of your generosity or gratitude when it comes to what you give. I feel like you give from a place of genuine kindness and with no expectation. And that's very rare when it comes to people who give. A lot of times, you know, people give because they want to receive something more. They, you know, feel like that's what that's what it should be, how it should be, like just always give and take. And sometimes we're not in a position to give. Sometimes we're in the receiving, on the receiving end, and vice versa. Sometimes we're, you know, in a position to give to others. You know, that things change all the time. But the Hierophant is here, so this is a card that talks about more about alignment, even on a spiritual level. You know, you could be aligned or aligning with a certain person or a certain group of people that have the same kind of morals and values as you. Or maybe you need to put yourself in positions where you meet more people that are spiritual, like you, and have that kind of nature. Wheel of Fortune, I was just talking about how quickly things can change, you know, how, you know, you can go from being up to down and down to up at any given point in life, you know. But the Wheel of Fortune just came out, and this is a card that talks about fortune and favor. You, things going well for you, you being on top, and an energy of rising again. You know, it could be Phoenix energy. You know, maybe that's what you've been working so hard on, or one of the things you've been working so hard on is healing and getting yourself back to a position where your footing is stable and you're in a position to help others, to give, to come into connections with others that are similar. The Five of Wands is here. This is an energy of conflict and disagreement. People competing for that position at the top, you know? Maybe there's people that want to get to where you're at, want to be in your shoes, see you, you know, doing well, see you rising up and doing your thing, and they want to compete to get there too, even if it means knocking you down in the process or taking you out or off your throne. But I don't see that happening. The Emperor's here. This is a position of power that you're in here, where you rule. You know, you set the you put the order into the situation, structure to whatever it is that you do, you know. I don't think that that's a bad thing. But, you know, you are in a position of power here. 9 of Pentacles. You're very independent. And people see and admire that about you. You know, they see that, you know, you're doing well for yourself. You're secure, you're stable, you're beautiful. Not only do you surround yourself with beauty, but you are the definition of beauty. You are someone that takes pride in their appearance and not, you know, to fake anything. You're just, you know, you like to adorn yourself with beautiful things. You may like jewelry, wearing jewelry. You're very smart and knowledgeable. This is what has got you to that point, to that pinnacle. The Hangman is here. There's been a shift in perspective, a shift in the way you see yourself or the way that others see you, I feel, with the Hangman here. I think you can benefit from seeing things differently. I think that that would add to your life, changing your perspective, and looking at things more positively because you have more control here than you think. The Tower is here. That may come as a surprise. It may come as a shock that you do have more control here in the situation than you think. You have the upper hand. And something that I channeled before I came on is you will be the best person for the right person. I feel like that's relevant. You may experience something that just shifts everything in your life. So if this perspective change doesn't come natural, then it'll come some, you know, one way or another. You know, praying may be in order, resting maybe on the menu as well. You may need to slow down a little bit and put some thought into what's going on, what you want from life, and how you can use the skills that you have to bring about the changes that you seek and see happening in your life, and also achieve the goals that you've set for yourself. You know, it's just going to take some time and thought and prayer. Anything else here? Judgment. So, you know, at the end of the day, you have to do what you're called to do, what you're most passionate about in this life. You know, tap into what your spirit aligns with the most, who your spirit aligns with. You know, there's something here about working with others that's significant. You know, taking the skills and knowledge that you have and combining them with the skills and knowledge that someone else has that may be different from yours, coming together and building something beautiful. Creation energy here. There's a calling. Some kind of call that you need to heed. A call, it could be an actual call coming in that you receive from someone that, you know, may really change the trajectory of your life or your way of thinking. Someone could come in with a surprise message that just changes everything. But as I said, you'll be the best person for the right person, you know, and there's not much you'll have to think about, because love is not confusing. Real love is it's a feeling, it's a knowing, an inner knowing, um, that can't be ignored or denied. Um, but yeah, that's really all I have for right now. Feel free to like and subscribe to the channel while you're here. I do appreciate you watching this video and hope that it resonated. In the event that it did, that's awesome. That's great. If it didn't, you know, take it with a grain of salt. Yeah, I pray everything is going well for you and in your favor. And if for any reason things are not as good as they could be, I pray that that turns around for you. Because as we've talked about in the video, things could change in a moment's notice. And someone else could be the catalyst to this change. Someone else coming in with a message, a call, some kind of call coming in that's important, that brings a message that changes things. But yeah, that's all I have for now. Thank you. Bye-bye.